Hi guys, in this video I'm just going to quickly show you how I use the airbrush to create a quick space scene. Now I have already covered a cake in fondant for this one. It wasn't until I'd done it that I thought I'll just film it so you guys can see. And I've just got some blue colour in my airbrush and I'm just spraying it on, and it doesn't want to be particularly neat because we need it to be patchy and uneven. Oh, and it's splattered a little bit out of my airbrush. And then we're going to go over with slightly deeper blue. Now I do get carried away when I am airbrushing and I probably put a little bit more on than I need to. And let's swap for a different colour. Let's go for a little bit of black. We'll go for a darker space scene. Again, try not to cover the entire cake. Try and keep it a little bit patchy. We've got a little bit of a pink in the airbrush this time. So you see I'm going quite dark. And let's use a little hint of red. Now before I was using the liquid airbrush colours, but you can use powders, and if you mix them with a bit of clear alcohol, we can put them in the airbrush and then we can just spray over. So I don't know if you can see on there or not, it's giving it a slight pink tint. Shows better in certain lights than in others. Or we can use the sprays as well. If you don't have an airbrush, use the different sprays. This one's a pearl one, or you can use gold or silver. Now I've also got some silver edible powder, and again we're mixing it with alcohol. I'm just using a big brush. I'm just going to kind of flick it onto my cake. So you don't really need to be neat or tidy. Just flick that all over till you're happy with that. Hopefully it'll start looking a bit like stars. And if you want it a little bit shinier, we'll just spray on a little bit of edible glaze. And I'm just going to create some little planets. First one's going to be a big moon. So I've just got a ball of fondant and I'm just using my balling tool to just brush in some indentations. Now I'm covered in colour from the airbrush. I'll put this one on in white. And I've got my edible dusts again. This one's just a pearlized colour one mixed with alcohol, and we're just going to brush that on. Now for some of my planets, I'm just going to keep some fondant slightly marbled. Ooh, I've got it a little bit out of focus. So I put some green and blue food colours in, and then I've mixed it but not very well. I'm going to put a little bit of purple in as well. So can you see, just mix it slightly and we'll roll that into a ball. It gives us a nice bit of marbling on there. So you can see I stuck one on. It's just around the back, you can just see it peeking out. And we've got this one a little bit smaller on the front. So again, I've got some more colours. So you can use pre-mixed colours as well as putting food colouring in to create a little marbled effect. We're just going to twist them together until you're happy with the amount of marbling you've got going on there. Another little planet. So I'm going to stick this on the top corner, and it won't just stick on its own. So you might have to cut out a small right angle so that the planet sits just on the edge. And can you see we've just done a couple of smaller ones like that? And let's just finish it off with a little space rocket. I'm actually going to use some modelling paste so it's nice and firm. And I've rolled it so it's fatter at the bottom, thinner at the top. So hopefully it should stand up. I'm just going to mark a line so I know where the middle is. And we're going to just try and cut a leaf shape. So I'm just using the back of my knife first to work out where I'm going to cut. And then realised that I could use a circle cutter. So the circle cutter was going to be easier, so we switched to that one. I'm going to use a wooden kebab skewer just to push it into it so that I can make sure it's extra secure. I'm going to wrap a little piece of red around the top for the top of our rocket. Just trim that around the edge, and I do apologise my head's in the way. Because I've got that line on already, I'll just continue that all the way up. I've got a little ball I've just squished slightly flat. We're going to cut that in half and then cut a small triangle off the bottom of each one. Let's just put a little ball of white under the bottom of our rocket, and then these red bits are going to stick on either side like that. And let's create a third one to go on the front. It's kind of a Cornish pasty shape, this one. And we're going to stick that on there like that. I'll stick the other two on when I put the rocket onto my cake. We're just going to create a little window. So we want a circle cutter, and then we're going to need a smaller circle cutter for the middle. Stick that in place with a little bit of water. And I just want it to look a bit more shadowed on one side. So I had the tiny bit of black powder in this pot. So I just mixed it with a little bit of water, but clear alcohol is probably better. And we're going to push this now into the cake. If it feels a bit soft, just give it a little bit of time to dry. I've been quite impatient and stuck it on anyway, but I should really have left that to dry. And then we stick those red bits on. And we're just going to finish it off with a nice ribbon around the board. I just used double-sided tape to stick my ribbon on with. And there it is, all finished. Just a quick video this time, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram and more.